not live in the heartland to strut your stuff like an icon of the West. The markets have shown this is no flyover stock. But in the raucous retail rodeo, are investors ready to give Boot Barn a big old booyah?
Big old booyah. At a time when so many retailers are struggling, we got to get much more selective about these stocks. Even when a retailer puts up excellent results, there's no guarantee its stock will be able to rally in this environment. Take a look at Boot Barn, the lifestyle chain that sells Western and work-related footwear, the apparel, accessories. Okay, the stock got hurt bad in the fourth quarter. Since then, it has come roaring back. It's up nearly 70% for 2019. However, the past month, the stock has stalled out after that big run, high 20s. Even though Boot Barn reported a terrific quarter last month, stunning 8.7% same-store sales growth, management also gave what I regard as conservative guidance for the next fiscal year. Since then, Boot Barn shares have been in a holding pattern, and it feels like investors just don't know what to do. So should we be worried, or is it just taking a breather before it resumes its march higher? Let's dig deeper with Jim Conroy. He's the president and CEO of Boot Barn. Find out more about his company's prospects. Mr. Conroy, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Jim. Have a seat.
Nice to see you also.
All right, Jim, you come prepared as always, and it's Father's Day, and I'm thinking, will my wife watch the show and get me something I want? It is very clear, I think, that you are not a retailer as much as you are an experience that is in a store. And that has meant that you've been able to break away from the pack, including the month of May when everyone did poorly.
That's right. Yeah, our May business has been really strong. We actually called that out yesterday, as you pointed out. And you're right. We are trying to build a brand, and we're building that brand and that experience through storytelling. And that story takes all sorts of forms. You talk about Father's Day. I think every dad has a little bit of cowboy in them. But for this Father's Day, the story that we told was really hearkening back to the military, and we were able to tie together Memorial Day, Father's Day, the 75th anniversary of D-Day, and the stories that we told were about veterans who were dads that started charities and not-for-profits to give back. And we are writing checks to each of those charities and investing in them and hoping for great business, but not discounting the product to drive the customer.
And I noticed that you stepped up with social. You talked about how you're cutting back from some advertising, including the mail-ins, which I'm glad, because even though I'm of the texture, I like the mailer. That's not the next generation. They like it. You know, there was some outfit, Revolve, that came public today.
Right.
Hey, Instagram, and it works, doesn't it?
It does. Well, what we do is we have three distinct customer segments. So when we look at our fashion Wonder West customer, the timeliness of Revolve's IPO today was great because that is we try to emulate them. They're the best.
They're good. They really are.
But I think a lot of retailers then chase that shiny penny. And for us, that's perfect for fashion. That's not perfect for the work customer or the Western customer. So we speak to each of those customers completely differently.
At the same time, in the conference call, you point blank say, listen, we do have China exposure, but it's not, some of it's passed on, eaten by the other guys, basically, and not to fret. Why should I not fret? Anyone who has China exposure, I get nervous.
Right, of course. Well, that's certainly a hot topic. We've been talking about it so much in the last couple of days. For exclusive brands, it's about 20% of our business now, and only a portion of that comes from China. So our direct responsibility is mitigated to some degree.
Okay.
Even if you push it to the entire assortment of product that's carried by vendors that we buy from, sourced from China, it doesn't really put Boot Barn uniquely in a disadvantaged position competitively. In fact, you could argue that because we're the biggest, we have some advantages that our number one competitor, mom and pop, doesn't have, right? We can push back with more buying clout to our vendors and push up to the supply chain. We can shift to our exclusive brands that are margin enhancing. Because we essentially set the price for the industry, we can push whatever comes our way down into the store. So it's certainly something we would have to address if it comes to fruition, but we'll be prepared to address
the next tranche.
Right.
No, I mean, do we ever get blowback? I mean, I think some of these should be American made. I don't want Chinese shoes. Does anyone care?
There are some customers that do care. So we do carry an assortment of boots and jeans and apparel that's made in America. Most of our cowboy hats are made in the USA, actually. In fact, yeah, we brought one for you, in fact. And not only is this hat, which is our exclusive brand, by the way, not only is this made in America, it's made here in New Jersey.
In Jersey? We don't make hats in Jersey, do we?
Yeah, we do. actually
we used to be the hat capital of the world and glove capital.
That's right. That's right.
And is it we making a comeback here?
Well, most hats are made in the United States, including these hats that are made in Newark. And
in Newark?
Yeah. So
congratulations to Newark.
That's right. So given all the conversation about tariffs made in America, we figured we'd bring you a gift that was actually made here in the U.S.
Well, thank you. I was just down in Mexico, and I was wearing a baseball cap. A guy puts a hat on me. He says, listen, you don't wear baseball caps when it's baking outside. You wear one of these.
Right.
And I think that everybody, one of the things I love about yours, you're in 33 states, but I think it travels everywhere. You saw our not just flyover graphic when we came in.
I think people often think that it's just flyover states, so to speak, the middle of the country. Most of our biggest businesses are in cities: Houston, Dallas, the Inland Empire in California, Bakersfield's a big store, Las Vegas is a big store, Nashville's a big store. So I think there's a misconception that it's just pure rural America where we can grow. And we certainly think we can take our 240 stores up to 500 stores and grow across the country and up into New York and Pennsylvania, and hopefully we'll blanket all 48 contiguous states.
Well, listen, we have a house in San Miguel de Allende, and they make these, and my wife loves these, but we don't see these in New York City yet, right? We're not there yet.
Right. But you would see them in Texas for sure.
Well, my wife doesn't live in Texas; she lives in New York.
You might see those on the west side of Manhattan.
That's what we want. We want your store because it's different, for heaven's sake, and that's why you're different from all the other retailers in terms of the numbers you're putting up. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's Jim Conroy, the president and CEO of Boot Barn. What do you think? I mean, what do you think? Okay. All right. My cameraman likes it. That's good enough. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.